putting the band back together.
Forget it. No way.
We're on a mission from God.
I'm back, baby.
I want you to put the word out there that we back up. Understand me? We back up.
They say everyone deserves a second chance. Apparently, so do radio shows.
We are back, baby.
After years apart, countless bad sports takes from everyone else, and more than a few people saying, you know who should do a show together again?
We're back.
Somebody actually made it happen.
We are back. We are back.
Steve Czaban and Josh Albrecht, back together again.
What does that do? Does that blow your mind? That just happened.
A man who loves digital assets, hates replay, and always leaves early. Milwaukee's adopted hometown son, Steve Czaban.
I can't believe what we're seeing. What just happened?
It's the Steve Czaban Show with Josh Albrecht on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Back together again, indeed. It's been way too long, Josh.
Sure have.
Over 2 weeks since you and I have seen each other down the line and talked to each other. How you been, buddy?
I've been great. I'm so glad to be back. I was telling Aaron, I love my family. I love them. I'm ready to be done vacationing for a while. I'm good. I want to talk sports. It's the time to focus on sports. We're getting there now. September's here, Zane.
Well, speaking of vacation, I got people now clapping me on Twitter saying, how much vacation do you have?
Yeah.
And I feel like putting in the comments, who's going to tell them?
Yeah.
Who's going to tell them about, quote, my vacation, being semi-employed at this point of my life and my career? Like, you're counting my vacation. Now, I know I had a trip to Ireland for a week back in July, and then I had this week at the beach with the family. And so, yeah. And I'm sorry that did not make – I'm sorry that you got caught off guard, because on Monday,
yes,
Josh texts me about 10 minutes prior to showtime. Hey, go ahead and connect right now. I go like, buddy, I'm at the beach. I'm at the Outer Banks with the family. I thought Sparky was going to tell you this.
Yeah, which he did. It was apparently more a me listening thing than
was
him
it really?
telling me thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not trying to assign blame anywhere, but still.
It's okay.
So,
I'll
yeah.
take that
So it's been, when we started this again back in early July, these, excused absences were already on the books. But now that we're heading into what I'm going to call maybe the greatest 60-day thrill ride of your life, oh, ye Brewer fans. Maybe, Josh.
Yeah, I like that.
The greatest 60-day ride. We're not there yet. The World Series, look it up. Aaron Morse, good morning to you, my friend behind the glass. Could you please, if you don't know this already off the top of your head, get us the actual date of Game 7 of the World Series?
I believe it is Halloween.
Halloween. That's what I thought. Halloween. So that's October 31st. Already the stupid pumpkin displays and candy bags are out at your local stores, because the retailers are trying to make Halloween now a 2 to 3 month envelope of a holiday, and they want spending up on it. You know how that is.
Yeah,
Is your wife Josh on that train of making Halloween as expensive and as overwrought as Christmas?
I don't understand the necessity to put the stuff out as early as they can. They put the school stuff out in June, and they're putting the Halloween stuff out in July.
Okay, so you said a word there that is not the right word. Necessity. There's no necessity. They want to sell more product. If they don't put the candy out now, they can't sell the candy. You can't sell the candy from the warehouse. It's got to be out on the floor.
Who is buying their Halloween candy in August?
I know, but the more you can normalize Halloween as being something you need 2 months to gear up for, and the more you can normalize, our Halloween budget's kind of crept up over the last several years. We now have 3 12-foot plastic skeletons in the yard. Then that's the more money they can make.
No,
so that's what they're doing.
No, this is the only reason why it exists. It exists for the fat asses like me. They put the candy out now. I buy it going, oh, good, I'm already at the store. I'll pick up the candy for Halloween. Then I eat half of it before Halloween, and then I go, crap, I had no self-control. Now I need to go back in October to actually get the candy for the kids.
So anyway, back to this 60-day thrill ride.
Yes.
World Series Game 7, if necessary, October 31st, Halloween night. This is going to go quick because look at the date. It's August 24th. A week from today, it's August 31st, and we're 60 days. 60-day thrill ride to close the season, hopefully choke out this division title. Lead is 6 games after last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the POF numbers for you as well. And then the playoffs. Playoffs?
We're talking about
And then possibly glory. This Brewer team has been such a thrill to watch. And the stuff that they do. Can I wax poetic just a moment about Jake Bauers and the, quote, best at bat of his life versus Martin Perez? 12-pitch, 413-foot Oppo center tank shot in a game that he had already clipped Martin Perez for an 11-pitch walk in the first inning. He was wearing Perez out. And the Bauers story overall is incredible because all of his numbers this year are way better than his career numbers. Slugging, career 329, this year 503. OPS, career 714, this year 884. Average, career 223 hitter, this year 273 hitter. And home runs, his previous career best was 12 in a season. He's sitting at 23. And after that at bat, in which he went back to the dugout and told Murph, crowd's going nuts and he's all exhausted. I think that was the best at bat of my life. He wasn't wrong. But he said afterwards to reporters, this is what this team does. We pull for each other. We are the true embodiment of a team. And the funniest thing is the Brewers are number 1 in wins, and they're number 30 in home runs.
Yeah.
It is a split that is confounding, amazing, and pretty much unprecedented. They say chicks may love the long ball, but the Brewers apparently don't need them.
I would like more.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah,
I would like some more as well. Right. And you know what? Maybe they'll come back to a certain degree. Obviously, some guys right now that can provide power are, let's just call it offline, like a computer network, currently offline just a bit. But still, the fact they took the first 2 against this Braves team, which, we spend so much time talking about the Dodgers and we spend so much time hating on the Cubs. We kind of just treat Atlanta like, well, you're over there. By the way, Ronald Acuna Jr., that dude is silly.
Yeah, he's a player.
He is a ball player. So Atlanta is not to be dismissed, but here's hopefully the lucky thing. See the bracket there that I just sketched out?
Yes.
It's not in focus.
Yeah, it looks very professionally done. Yes.
It's just me going, okay, hold on a second. So as it currently stands, Brewers would have the 1 seed in the bye, and they would catch the winner of the Arizona-Chicago series 5-4. Atlanta, currently the 2 seed, and they would catch the winner of the Phillies and the Dodgers. Don't quote me on that. That might have been an old link. I think that's
an
the
old
way
link.
it is currently. It is old? What is the new setup?
Dodgers are 2.
They're 2 this morning?
Yes.
Okay.
Dodgers are actually only one game back of being tied with the Brewers for the best record.
Got it. So here's the deal. It's possible that 3 of the 4 teams you worry about will be over there. And by over there, I mean on the other side of the NL bracket. Because to me, if Philly, Atlanta, and the Dodgers are over there, I'm more comfortable. Look, Philly is a interesting team, and they had an amazing comeback, which I want to talk about in just a bit here over the weekend. But I like the Brewers the way things fall if that were to be the bracket. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Because here's the question I got to ask you and everyone else. Do you feel the division is in the bag?
No.
Neither do I.
And
Am I worried? No, because I leave that to you, Josh.
Thank
You're the
you.
professional warrior
Yes.
on this show and this station. Not worried, but I'm also very aware that, this thing is not in the bag.
No. My ADHD is hyper-focusing on the Cubs. And it's telling me as long as the Brewers can stay ahead of the Cubs, they're going to get a bye. The Cubs are a good team. So I don't have to worry about the Braves or the Dodgers. As long as the Brewers win the division, they're going to get a bye.
Okay. So you're not obsessed with the 1 or the 2. Just make sure you get a bye.
No, because I think that the 1 or the 2 are going to happen if they beat the Cubs. The Cubs are not going to go away.
Agreed on that. And I think mathematically the chances of them winning the division then falling out of the 1 or the 2 is almost impossible.
Right.
So that said, it's not in the bag. After today's day off, here's who they've got down the stretch. At the Mets for a series, home against the Strangers, then home against the Cubs, then at Cincinnati. No, I'm sorry, they're at the Cubs after that. I'm going to write that down.
Yep.
Then at Cincinnati, home against the Cubs again. By the way, the Cubs series is a 4-gamer. Then home against the Cubs for 3, Cincinnati at home, then 3 straight series on the road in September at Pittsburgh, at Baltimore, at Philly, and then home to St. Louis. 6 games. Way bigger leads with even less season left have been blown before, and I don't take anything for granted. Still, I feel great about the team. It's an amazing, magical season. 81-50. They're number 1 in run differential, plus 161. They're number 1 in their record against 500 teams or better. They're 41-21 against the good teams. And that's number 1 in the MLB, well ahead of number 2 by 7 whole games.
Yeah.
The Braves are number 2 in that category at 34 wins. The Brewers have 41.
And the Braves just lost a series to the Brewers, and they could have gotten swept if the Brewers didn't have to go and play it in a Little League park, which I know we're going to get to.
We're going to get to that in a second. But yes, the Brewers also have the best home record in baseball at 45-24. I checked the POF numbers.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
How's POF looking?
It's looking sharp. Looking good.
Not too shabby.
Looking fantastic. Pretty good. 92.4% division, 85.6% to get the bye, 11.1% to win the World Series. By the way, the Dodgers are at 26.2 to win the World Series. And the number I've got a small problem with on the POF is the playoff POF. The playoff POF at Fangraphs.com is now listed at, checks notes, 100%.
Yep, I hate that. I hate that.
Yep. Can we not leave the 1/10 of 1%
You
got to
say 99.9.
What? Because as soon as Fangraphs put the 100 up there, I'm like, okay, this is the decision desk on election night saying we're calling Albemarle County for candidate X. Yep. Like, how can you project that? Now, mathematically, there's no such thing as 100%. I stopped to go, hold on a second. What's the worst they could do? And of course, the answer is, well, they could lose every game here on out, and then we'd all go crawl into a hole and just suffocate ourselves.
Yeah,
so mathematically, there's absolutely a chance they don't make the playoffs. But Fangraphs and their formulas encapsulate how a team plays, their strength, and the schedule, and the remaining games. And so their metric says, look, they're going to make the playoffs. That won't be enough, though, if something happens, if something weird happens, if the team gets wobbly from here on out. But I just don't think they will. I really don't, especially not with the big two of Miz and Henderson throwing BBs.
Yeah.
Because that's the engine that is powering this team. That's the engine that's allowing them to be number 1 in wins and number 30 in home runs. So, yeah. Question, is it a subtle dig to say the Brewers have the best record in baseball versus saying the Brewers are the best team in baseball?
Well, last week we saw that the power rankings did just that. The power rankings
Where did they rank
from
them?
MLB still had the Dodgers 1 and the Brewers 2, even though the Brewers had just taken 3 or 4 from the
I know.
Dodgers.
Yeah.
And so we were all scratching our heads going,
Okay.
what does
at
that
least
mean?
At least those power rankings, they had the Brewers at 2. I would have thought they might have put them at 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
you
dumb.
know,
Power
I know.
rankings are dumb.
They are dumb, and baseball is played in many different ways, and the Brewers are playing smart, pitching efficient, smallish ball. Let's say smallish ball.
They could have
They're
a
not
little
a true
bit more
small
big
ball team. They have a little more pop would be good, but still.
Hey, did you hear before we move on from the Brewers? Did you hear that news about Brandon Woodruff?
Oh, I did. I saw it and I said, "Holy cow!"
Well, my jaw was on the floor.
So you've talked about this. Let me make sure I get this straight. He has been I don't want to say shopping. That's a pejorative word. He has been getting second and third and fourth and fifth opinions on that shoulder, right?
So according to Kurt Hogue, apparently he chose not to take the surgery now. He exhausted all his options pre-surgery, but then the 4-week scan showed unexpected healing. The body just went, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this.
Healing.
So he went to Dr. Meister, who said surgery was not recommended. And now there's a chance they're going to have him throwing at some point and do it. I still don't think he's on this team throwing this season. I'm putting that out there. I don't think so.
After the last injury, people are like, you know what, Woody, we love you, but this is a sign from above that it's just time. But you know what? Maybe he went and saw a snake handler in the hills of West Virginia who said, "We will heal that shoulder. You gotta believe in the power of pitching Jesus."
Come on, now.
Keep that rattlesnake away from me, please.
No.
I'm just here to fix my shoulder. I'm not going to be
bring
handling
out
no
the rattlesnakes. give him the juice.
Oh my God,
that's crazy. I mean, they're literally. I don't know what what did they say? Like a progression. You see this, Aaron? What they said he's going to be doing, like a progression pitching simulation stuff for 4 weeks.
Yeah, he's on a 4 to 5 week timeline, and then they said no timetable afterwards, which 4 to 5 weeks is the end of September, which, hey, newsflash, playoffs start in October.
What do you do if he's good to go?
Reliever.
What do you do? You think I'm going to trust this season in October to a miraculously snake handler cured, bad-shouldered former ace when we've got better options?
I think he's
as
for sure
your
in the
third
pen
starter
or fourth, maybe.
I would put him in a relief role, and I would trust him more than probably basically any reliever other than Uribe and McGill.
Role.
Yeah, other than Uribe and McGill, he would be most trustworthy.
With his snake handler healed shoulder, Morris.
I think I'd put him after. I think I'd put him out there after Ms. Henderson Harrison.
Okay, but they don't need a fourth starter until they get to the NLCS,
which could be a great time to bring him back.
Listen,
it's insane. I just didn't even think this was possible.
Listen, my affinity for and admiration of Woody knows no bounds. It's a 10 of 10. The needle is pegged. But if you think I'm trusting that snake handler repaired shoulder to a postseason high leverage spot against savage hitters, the likes of which include Ohtani, Freeman, and others, hell no. In fact, you know what I would say to that? Now, again, this is nothing against Woody himself.
It sounds
like
it would be.
It sounds like it is. Hell to the gnaw. I'm very sorry about that, but I can't do it. Can't do it. But look, these are problems that we don't need to worry about at this time. To the no. Hell to the no. To the no. To the no.
Bring it back.
Does young Aaron know about this song, Bishop?
I don't know.
I do, yes.
He does.
I do.
Oh, yes. You've been living in these memes for years now?
Yeah, I know of it. I know of it.
Okay. Hell no. Anyway, that's a problem for later on. We don't have to worry about that. But right now, God, what a season. All right, let's pivot to the Packers. Pivot. Packers roll in Denver. Trey was smacking them. Marshawn Lloyd saw the end zone, and Jordan Love looked pretty good. We're not going to talk about the defense or the lack of pass rush or the secondary, although maybe we are actually, because we need to talk about the whole effort. But they've gotten their work in August. They're going to play a bunch of truck drivers in Game 3, and then we are off to take on the Vikings and Kyler Murray in Week 1. Coming up, more on the Packers and the preseason, plus stuff that happened elsewhere in sports. Going to be back with Josh. It is the Steve Zabin Show with Josh Albrecht and the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Nice smack, little wind, and he's got the aim, and he's cut the ball through. 59-yard field goal by the rookie. This is a position. He is the 5th kicker in the past 3 years, and he just drills a beautiful 59-yard field goal.
One of 4 smack jobs on Friday night, 51, 59, 43, and 38.
Hand to the fire, Zabe!
Hand to the fire, too!
Hand to the fire!
Hand to the fire, too. Electric Boogaloo, as I'm calling it. You saw my tweet on that as I was like, Trey is smacking him tonight.
Yep.
Hand in the fire, too. Roman numeral 2. Look, he's had a great preseason. He's 7 of 7 after we were busy counting every little miss in practice with a new snapper, holder. Like the whole setup was not quite, well, the holder was the same, but, a new snapper. And it was practice, okay? It was practice. And, LaFleur is telling the referees at training camp, don't signal whether it's good or not. Like, that's going to do anything.
Yeah, all right. Let's all slow our roll. This is still preseason.
Well, of course it's preseason. And you know what? The training camp kicks were, that was a golfer on the putting green. That's like standing on the putting green going, oh my God, I just saw Tiger miss 2 putts. Oh my God. Well, is he going to be any good? Is he going to make the cut? Is he going to win the tournament? It's the putting green. Jesus.
Okay, so then what's the preseason? Put it in golf terms of the preseason.
All right, let's see.
The driving range?
Well, no, I'm sorry. Training camp is the carpet in your hotel room putting into a glass. And then the preseason is the putting green. And then the regular season, that's the real golf course. That's the real tournament. That's where we're going to find out. Again, what's my mantra? I don't want to win games by a field goal at the end of the game. I want to win them by multiple touchdowns well before. I want every win by the Packers to end in 3 knees. That's what I want.
You know what I want?
That's what you should be geared up on.
I want to go back to the Mason Crosby days where I just don't have to worry about my kicker. I don't want to have to go
have to worry about kickers.
But we didn't have to for a long time. I don't want to have to go, oh man, he's missed. Yeah, okay, they won by 20, but we missed a field goal and 2 extra points. I don't want to have those thoughts about my kicker. I don't.
Okay.
Just make the kicks.
The one thing about kickers now in the NFL is that they are getting shockingly more proficient from deeper range. Did you see Harrison Butker?
Yeah.
69-yarder.
Nice.
Which would have been a new NFL record if it was a regular season game, but it's still a real game in the preseason. 69 yards, and he hit the net from 69.
Yeah, which
now,
means
Trey
it would have
Smack,
been good for 74.
Right. That would have been good for 75. And I'm like, so you're going to let your kicker try a 75-yarder in a regular season game?
What if they did?
Well, I mean, stupid, because the ball will be on the what-yard line. You'd be trying to kick from your own 35, right? 50, 65 plus, 50 plus 65 plus 10 is 75. So you're going to try a kick from your own 35 where the spot is. Because remember, when you miss a field goal, the other team gets the ball back at the spot of the kick, not the line of scrimmage.
Okay, but and this is what I've always been confused about. NFL kickers on kickoffs kick from the 35, right?
I've forgotten where they kick
I think
off
it's
from,
the 35.
The NFL has so nerfed the kickoff. I hate it, and I don't even pay attention to it. This stupid new kickoff, it's like nobody returns it anymore for touchdowns, and it's a boring play. Good job, NFL.
I understand it's a different motion that the kickers have to go through on a kickoff in comparison to a field goal or an extra point or whatever. But if you can get it through the uprights on a kickoff, technically the same guy should be able to do it on a field goal.
Well, Mason can talk more about this when he's on today, and I'm sure he probably has and will.
Yeah.
You don't get as much of a run-up. The run-up matters more, and you don't have to be as accurate, and you can launch it lower because on kickoffs, you're not kicking it over a line of scrimmage and guys jumping up to block it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of reasons there. But look, I'm happy for Trey. Trey's smacking him. Good for Trey.
Great.
Let's put that away and not worry about that right now. Jordan Love, 2 series, looked great. Throwing the ball like we know he can. I didn't have any concerns about Jordan Love going into the season. I have even less now. If these 3 wide receivers that they've settled on can stay healthy, I know that's a huge if when it comes to Watson, Reed, and Golden. If they stay healthy, and then you plop, fizz, Tucker Kraft in there as the active ingredient, and if LaFleur just stops running the ball into the ground like it's Nebraska 85, then guess what? This team should score lots of points. It has the offensive firepower. They may need to score a lot of points because I have real concerns about the defense until Micah Parsons comes back. And then when Micah Parsons comes back, I'm still going to have concerns on the back end.
So what is the biggest concern? What's your biggest red flag on the defense?
Is that the corners are trash.
So it's
in
corners,
in this league, if you can't get a pass rush that wins in 2.4 seconds, no corners, not even the best corners can cover for 4 or 5 seconds on the back end. And you can get away with trash corners or mediocre corners. Trash is a bit harsh. The Keyshawn Nixon thing while I was gone really came to a head, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was being punished, according to him.
Right. So let's see. You're bad. You get beat all the time. You opt out of tackling people, and you want a new contract, and now you're being a little baby about it. Okay. And I understand there's an impulse to say, cut this guy now. I wanted him cut in the offseason, but that's just me. They kept him around for depth and veteran, quote, leadership.
Yeah, they had to keep him around. He's still...
No, they don't.
But at this point,
you never have to keep a guy.
No, the reason why he's had the leverage he has is because no one else has stepped up.
I know. The answer is they got nobody else. I've heard this argument in football all the time. We got nobody else. And my answer is, there's lots of other else's out there. You just don't know their names. They're just rookies or guys who bounced around the league, but you don't know how they're going to be. I mean, remember our guy Razul? Razul was like a reclamation project.
Correct.
And he turned out to be really, really good. So find another guy. I was done with the whole Keyshawn Nixon thing a while ago, and really done after he opted out of a goal line tackle against the Bears in the playoffs. I'm like, cut him. Don't let him get on the bus to come home or the plane.
How many times in week 1 are you frustrated with Keyshawn Nixon? Week 1.
This coming week 1 against the Vikes?
Yeah. Like, how many times in that game alone are you going to find yourself going, yep, of course. Keyshawn Nixon. Yep.
Well, if Justin Jefferson gets locked up on him, then that could be a problem. If he's got to keep the edge on little whoop, Kyler Murray running around, and he misses a tackle on him, which Murray can do, make people miss, I'm not going to be happy. I would hope, Josh, that I'm going to adhere to the serenity now approach of, listen, I've already expected nothing from Keyshawn Nixon, so when he gives me nothing, I will be ready for it. But knowing how charged up we all get for football after these long 7.5, 8 months off.
Yeah.
And now suddenly your team is doing dumb, that is hurting the team. You're like, okay, now I'm angry. Now I feel the rage monster growing in me. So the answer is probably yes, I'll probably smash a remote on, on opening day.
Yep.
Watching Keyshawn Nixon do something dumb.
Okay, good.
But no, the main concern is, how did Lucas Van Ness look against what is considered maybe one of the best 2 or 3 lines in football, Denver's offensive line? He was a non-factor. Like, he has nothing against decent left or right tackles.
But
nothing.
Everyone's saying he's having such a good camp.
I know.
Looks so good in camp.
Looks so good in camp. Best camp ever. Looking great. Doing well against the ones.
Putted great in his hotel room. Looks terrible on the putting green.
Yeah, right. So I just think the number of guys that showed you nothing for multiple years, or not nothing, but showed you very little, the percentage of those guys who suddenly in year 4 now for him?
Yeah.
Who suddenly are like, okay, he's got it. Like, that's 1%, if that. when guys show
but
you who they are.
injuries and things.
Right, well, yeah, maybe. But, the old saying, when somebody tells you who they are, believe them. I think Lucas Van Ness has told us who he is. A nice kid. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Remember that
That's
fight
right,
from
yeah.
draft night?
Good God, that was so long ago.
It was so long ago. So, Smack, good. Marshawn Lloyd, I'm thrilled for the kid because it's been such a long road for him. And I would love to see him as part of this offense. I hope, knock on wood, that he can stay healthy. I'll believe it when I see it, but it was great to see him get in the end zone. He was obviously fired up about that. Jaeger Burton is looking better and better and better all the time. And this kid, Josh Gerke, Geske, had the highest grade on the Packers at right guard by Pro Football Focus, if you believe them or not, at 94.3. Sky Moore had a couple nice returns. Will Shepard made some catches. That was nice. There was no injuries. Like I said, Jordan Love has played 2 games, has had 2 drives. He's had 2 scores. Not worried about him. Biggest thing is Bo Nix operated with pretty much no stress whatsoever against the number 1 defense. And he's coming off a broken ankle and surgery. That's not great.
But it's preseason.
It's not great, but it's preseason. And I believe LaFleur and the staff has said that's pretty much it. They're going to fold up all the important regular guys and call it a game. Call it a preseason, which is okay. We can all be thankful we're not the Cleveland Browns, right?
Oh.
Because did you see Deshaun Watson and his post-game interview?
I did.
After their game. Today, Josh, is the day that Todd Monken is going to name a week 1 starter. They cannot name Deshaun Watson that starter. They can't. The fan base will absolutely riot.
He is right now the Ace Ventura of I have an arrow in one leg and an arrow in the other leg, and I don't know which to pull out first.
And he is one of the more spectacularly clueless athletes of this modern era. And he's owed $127 million still.
Crazy.
Still, for all the money he's gotten, there's $127 million more coming that the Browns cannot stop from coming. Guaranteed. What a disaster. Thank God we're not them. All right, coming up, final segment. 2 incredible and wonderful things happened in the wonderful game of baseball that I want to remind people. If these, screw up next year and we don't have baseball, we won't have these moments. We'll come back. Final segment here. Text window's open if you want to jump on in. 414-677-1250 on the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Steve Zabin Show with Josh Albrecht on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. We're back. Zabe and Josh here for a good time, not a long time. Our hour is running out quickly, as it always does. Good to be back together again. I understand your trip to Disneyland in Cali was glorious. I saw some of the imagery.
Fantastic time. How was your time with the fam on the beach?
It was great. Spent a good amount of time in the Outer Banks, toes in the sand, and a cooler full of ice-cold Diet Cokes with some little itty-bitty miniature Captain Morgan bottles.
Yes. The Steve Zabin special.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So it was a good week for the fam to do that. And, summer be ending. This morning, you said it was chilly.
Yeah.
A little chill.
It was
the first
it was like
time
52.
in months. 52.
Getting into the car this morning.
Okay. Somebody needs to track when the first sub 50 morning
I don't like it.
will be. When was the last sub 50 morning?
Well,
when's the next one?
Aaron, you said it was your car said 48 this morning?
Yeah, when I turned it on this morning, my car said 49 degrees.
So if you believe Aaron's car.
How'd you feel about that? That's the thing. How do you feel about it?
Well, I had the heat on for a little while in my car. That's how I feel.
I wasn't asking if you had the heat on. I said, how do you
I
feel about it? We're about getting in touch with our feelings.
It's awful.
Okay?
That's how I feel about it. It's awful.
It's okay. So, some people don't feel awful. Some people actually get excited because they love a crisp fall morning.
Do you know
and the
what?
Beautiful fall evenings and the changing of the leaves.
Do you know what that
Others,
means, though?
feel the dread of, oh no, this is all ending shortly, and then it's into winter. Ugh.
Yeah, fall means winter, and I despise winter.
I think the problem with the upper Midwest falls and really just the way summer ends in the upper Midwest, it is a quick wrap. I've lived in various places, including, like, to me, the Carolinas, where when I lived in Charlotte for a couple of years, it was fall was glorious. Fall stretched on forever, deep into November. Just beautiful. Spring came early. You got a little touch of winter, just a little kiss. I thought it was the perfect kind of, if you want 4 seasons, that's the spot. In the mid-Atlantic, Virginia, D.C., fall is a bit more lengthy. It doesn't end as quickly. But in Wisconsin, having lived there and been there for quite a while, I'm like, oh, it's a wrap. Like October 15th, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
We're done.
That's it. All done.
All done. Bye now. And it'll happen so quick. And we're going to turn the page into September here real quickly. Baseball.
Yes.
2 incredible things happened over the weekend. One happened to a team full of savages who I hate, the Phillies. But it was still pretty amazing. Phillies are down 4-0 to the Cardinals. Down to their last strike. 2 outs and 2 strikes. And they rally to come back to win the game. It was one of the more amazing comebacks of the season in Major League Baseball. This also, after our boy, Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, baby.
Shout out to Randy.
Yeah, Randy.
Randy had himself a game in gutting the Cubs on Saturday because he led the game with a home run, finished the game with a home run, which is something that Pete Crow Armstrong did recently, the second guy ever to do it. Arozarena is now the 3rd guy to ever do it. But also, Arozarena robbed a home run by jumping over the wall. That was pretty amazing. But the best thing that happened this weekend in baseball was this young gal, Emma Rodriguez, for the White Sox in the outfield bleachers on the south side. Tell me, Josh, you saw.
I did.
Young Ms. Rodriguez. For those who may have missed it, we'll make sure to retweet this on all of our social channels so you can see it. She is there cheering on her White Sox, who have been god-awful for several years now as they've done this tank job, but they're good now.
Yep.
And this guy, Jake Rogers, right?
Yep.
Jake Rogers, not Jake Bowers.
Nope, we have him on the Brewers.
Jake Rogers, who's a young stud, hits a walk-off home run. She catches the home run ball.
She caught it.
And in the process of catching the home run ball, she begins to celebrate in wild jumping jack gyrations
as you should.
Leave her little girl purse with its zippers open. ladies, the zippers. You don't think, like, let's make sure to, come on, ladies.
Are you kidding me? She's worried about the ball.
I know, but this is a woman thing. Women leave the zippers open on their purses and their things way too much for me.
I would never have it closed.
There's a reason.
So much work. Never.
Really? Okay. Well, you're lazy.
It's true.
So she's bouncing up and down. Her purse is flying around her neck, and it's a yard sale. Lipstick, sunglasses, credit cards, cell phones, house keys. It's gone. It's all over the place. It's down in the stands, off the stands between the outfield wall, and like, it's a complete disaster. And people are watching this online going, oh my God, she just yard sailed her whole purse for a home run ball. Well, she then posted an update saying, update, I've received all the contents of my purse. Thank you for caring. And she was holding up the baseball she caught, and she had the broadest, most beautiful smile still hours later. She was so overjoyed. She then posted an update saying how it started with a screen cap of her purse doing a yard sale, how it's going, and she was standing next to Jake Rogers on the outfield warning track because the White Sox, being smart, arranged for this little meetup with her and her baseball hero. That's the stuff of life right there. That's baseball.
Yes.
And if these jaguar billionaire owners and their cheating Mark Walter ways, and if these douchebag millionaire players, the likes of Kettle Marte for the Diamondbacks, this guy, where is Kettle today? I thought he was in the lineup at second for us. No, nobody knows where he is. Oh, well, that's weird. All right. The next thing you know, they find him at Salt River Casino or at Crooked Stick Talking Stick out there in the desert, playing craps till 4 a.m. If the owners and the players, Josh, conspire to screw us out of baseball and the wonder that is the likes of Emma Rodriguez.
Yep. Get ready for it.
To hell with them. All right, we're done today. Thanks so much for listening. Have yourself a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow.